if y'all will indulge me, my wife shared this with me, and this was very funny. Um, and this brother, he handled this with such dignity and class. Uh, and the words that he spoke to this dude to de-escalate the situation, but then to also remind the dude where he is, it was magnificent. So I don't know if y'all have seen this yet. I'm assuming that
Oh yeah, I know what
you
you're
know,
talking about.
you know what I'm talking about, Z?
Yeah. My man, it was like a deli, right, in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay, in Harlem. All right, let me share this, and let's check this out.
Yeah, I'm respecting that I'm in Harlem. I'm just saying if you can pick it up a little bit.
Your volume and your energy's off right now.
My energy's off. I just wanted my fried chicken, my guy.
Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
Talk to me.
No, come here.
I'm here. What do you want?
Like, my guy, watch him out. You're in Harlem right now. Please be safe. And how you do that is respect everyone with your words, okay? You understand that? Now I'm here to serve you, okay? And I will serve you. But you can choose how I serve you. Let me take care of you, all right? What you want to eat?
Whatever you recommend.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
That was amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a hard ass tap that he gave him at the end too.
Yo, let me tell you, I literally just saw that maybe an hour and a half ago, and I was thoroughly impressed by the way the good brother handled it.
Right?
Because he's like, listen, because I mean, the dude looked like the brother looked like he had a chef's coat on, for lack of I'm not sure if that's what you refer to it as, but he had the chef attire on, and he handled it very respectfully. And right away, when my wife showed it to me, I was like, yo, this is some smooth shit. Like, might have to start using this. Like, I could serve you, or I could serve you.
Right.
Like, how you want to be served.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a smooth.
That's Harlem.
That was as smooth as you can check somebody for real.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
That was dope.
Shout out to that restaurant. I wish I would have been able to tell where. I know they're in Harlem, but there's a lot of black-owned establishments, restaurants up in Harlem. But yeah, shout out to that brother and everybody that works in there. Yeah.
A few moments later.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her. Proof? Testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Pretty simple, right? Maybe not. Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years, so this is really about the testimony. Lanez, so what happens? So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Wow. And he say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out. All right, a little conspiratorial, but he was definitely stabbed. Lanez supporters believe that the media doesn't care because Megan Thee Stallion is represented by Jay-Z's Rock Nation. Now, I could give a damn about Jay-Z or his company. This just wasn't a case on my radar until now. Why? Anna Paulina Luna. She is a representative from Florida. You see her here on a regular basis. She says she's got new evidence, says it wasn't him. And she joins us now. Representative APL, it's good to have you.
Thanks, Chris. Happy to be back on. And thanks for taking a look at this case.
No, listen, you tell me to take a look at it, I'll look at it. But why did you look at it? I mean, this isn't your jurisdiction. I don't know you to have any connection to any of these people.
Yeah, so as you know, we are on oversight and accountability. And so this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose. And the reason why I took particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's, Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance, Megan. And so what we're saying is really there was a case of he said, she said. The evidence wasn't actually respected and properly adhered to actually in the trial. And then they also were doing something that I would find pretty wild and egregious. They're actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime. So look, first and foremost, you have to have a free and fair society. That means we need to respect and uphold the justice system. So I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting. We're also working with other Democrats, specifically to the California delegation. But I think that this is something that's pretty egregious, that the way that this was handled, the way that it was. I think that it was largely driven by headlines. And aside from the people involved and the parties involved, obviously I take domestic violence, I take this very seriously, Chris, but I also take very seriously the fact that I do believe, based on the evidence that I've seen, that Tory's innocent. And I think that it sets a really bad message when you have someone of his stature, and also to someone that is as influential as he is, it's being wrongfully incarcerated. And that's exactly why we wanted to use our megaphone for a good reason and help get him his pardon, which I think he'll get.
Okay, I'm gonna come out of this now. I think we got the gist of it, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. I think I'm not really one to talk about celebrity gossip and that sort of thing, but this case is something different, man. And in the Me Too era, and on the outskirts of the Me Too era and the post Me Too era, I guess we can say this sort of is, there is such a heightened sensitivity toward sexual assault and domestic violence and violence of issues of violence between men and women and those sorts of things. And I think that most people would agree that it's a good thing that sexual assault and these misdeeds are being brought to the forefront, now more so than ever. It has always been an issue of things being swept under the rug, and men being disproportionately believed as opposed to women. That's always been an issue. But I think what we saw with the Me Too movement is a shift to the other side to a great extent, where so many women and some men jumped at the chance anytime there was an accusation. It was essentially as good as a conviction. And so many people, without looking at evidence, jump on the side of, if it's a celebrity situation, they jump on the side of the celebrity that they like more.
Right.
And Megan Thee Stallion has a lot of fans. And her influence, because she has a lot of fans, her influence actually means something. And it looks as if with this particular case, not only did she lie, completely lie on him, but he was sentenced to 10 years in prison and got stabbed 14 times a week ago. He had 2 punctured lungs. He got stabbed in the back of his head.
Wow.
Got stabbed in his face. Like, the dude really tried to kill him. And this brother damn near lost his life off of something that looks like was a bold-faced lie on the part of Megan Thee Stallion and the chick that they were with, Kelsey. There's also text messages between Tory Lanez and I forgot Jason, Hollywood Insider dude, man, gay brother, I forget his name. But there's a text, Jason Lee. Thank you, B. And the Tory, where Tory has explained to him that the reason why he took the rap was because Kelsey actually did it, but she has children, and he didn't want to see a black woman with children be in that sort of situation. Wow. So he said that he did it.
Wow.
And they ran with it, and the brother ended up in the situation that he's in. And a bunch of feminists and a bunch of Megan Thee Stallion fans and a bunch of people have completely, you know, just basically put him in the same category as a Diddy or R. Kelly. And it appears that everything is just a bold-faced lie, man. So,
wow,
that's where he at with it.
How long? I haven't really been following this case. I remember it when it all sort of came to the forefront. But how long has he been incarcerated now?
Then it has to be about a year and a half at least. Year and a half.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. And the person that attacked him in prison, did he have some type of has any additional information come out about it? Has he been going at it with this person or the dude, or did they say anything like that in any previous altercations with this person?
I was told that the dude was a rapist. I know he was or was in there for rape.
Okay.
And I know that he's Mexican, but the Mexicans have apparently distanced themselves from the situation, making him seem more of a lone wolf sort of character, which would go to the theory of it being a paid hit. You know, and this is and you know, I'm not an Illuminati conspiracy theorist, especially when it comes to the Hollywood thing and you know that sort of thing, but Tory Lanez did something unprecedented with an NFT album where he sold them for $1, right? And everything went in his pocket, and he sold over 1 million copies.
Wow. Okay.
And the label didn't get
it was in a second, right?
It was in like 2 minutes. Like it was like he made $1 million off of selling the album for $1 in like 2 minutes. It was like it's something completely unprecedented.
Okay.
And it went straight to consumer, and he went around the label, and
thereby proving the theory. What do we need these big companies for, right?
What do we need these big companies for?
Yeah.
You know, and on top of that, you know, there were issues in regards to for one, he's an extremely talented brother. He's an extremely, you know, whether you like his style of music or not, I think that anybody would recognize that he's very talented.
He's Canadian, isn't he?
Canadian, yeah, he's from Toronto.
Okay.
He's from Toronto. He's like a gangster version of Drake. He does everything that Drake does better than him. Like for real. And yeah, they didn't like to see that, man. So I appreciated the brother's art. I always thought that the brother's art was dope. But something about this always seemed fishy, man. And I've been saying that for a long time, and like sisters were really coming in my head about it. But you know, we just can't afford to paint these situations in broad strokes because they are vastly different. Even the situation between like a Diddy and a R. Kelly, even though we might all agree that yeah, both of these brothers are monsters, they're still two completely different situations that deserve their own like respective like scopes on them. When we just start stereotyping brothers and okay, there's an accusation, so he automatically did it, or oh, she said that he did believe all women. I think one of the worst things to come from the Me Too movement was the whole idea of believe all women.
Yeah,
like the bitch that lied and got Emmett Till killed died of natural causes. Like I'll never like Oscarville, Georgia was flooded to make Lake Lanier because of what a woman lied. You know what I'm saying? Like so we can't, you know, with respect to sisters in particular, we can't afford to just believe all women. Anything that's as serious as a sexual assault case or you know, a man allegedly shooting a woman or anything like that, man, just deserves to be looked at under a microscope.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like in a lot of these cases, it may not be specific to this particular one, but with the Me Too movement, I feel like a lot of women, they took what was a bad decision, a bad relationship, and turned it into something that it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, they went into a situation knowing what they were going to do. And because things didn't turn out the way that they wanted to, they caught feelings or whatever the case may be, or somebody was in their ear, like you could get this back. And then they they switched it up and made it seem like something that it wasn't. You know, some of this stuff is just a broken heart. You didn't win.
Yeah.
You wasn't a winner.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say to your point, Brandy. Sometimes someone that's scorned, and not just women but men too. We see this type of stuff all the time with the new dude becoming the victim or becoming the op because of the jealousy that the old dude has for the new dude because the old dude is no longer in the life of the woman, you know? So scorned hearts often make some really bad decisions, and sometimes decisions that have some serious and significant ramifications. So yeah.
And my thing too, real quick, is Megan the male horse already got caught lying.
Wait. What'd you call her? Megan the what?
Megan the male horse. I called her what she called herself. Megan the Stallion. Megan the
male horse.
The uncastrated male horse. This is a college educated woman, man. Like she knows what stallion means. You know what I'm saying? So like, she did that to herself too.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But she lied. She got caught lying to Gayle King because she said that they didn't sleep together. And that turned out to be a lie or whatever. Okay. And when Gayle was questioned about that, she said, well, she probably just lied because she didn't want her personal business out there. Like Gayle, there's so many people that owe this brother an apology. Like there's a lynch mob that assembled. Anytime you get Gayle King interviewing somebody about a black man, you know that brother's about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what she does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's the reaper when it comes to black men.
Yeah. Think about that interview with R. Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Man. Like shit. Anytime Gayle King is either interviewing a black man or interviewing somebody about a black man, it's about to be a wrap.
It's done.
Done. Yeah. So yeah, man. Like I just hate to see it, man, because what should have been a beautiful movement of empowerment and honesty and truth for women ended up just being something that painted a lot of black men and made black men the face of rape and sexual assault, which we're not. That's white men 1,000-fold for the last 500 years and counting. But it also just painted broad strokes, man, and it just made masculinity toxic as opposed to something that's actually healthy. Yeah. That's all I got on that. Free Tory.
She should do prison time for that.
100%.
Especially when he was innocent. But I hate the fact to say that he shouldn't have took the rap for Kelsey. I mean, I know it's honorable, you know what I'm saying, to do something to protect a black woman and stuff like that. But see, look what that got you, right? You know what I mean? You know you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And you took that rap. Like, I don't understand why he did that, regardless of the fact that his ilk of, you know what I'm saying, what a man's supposed to do to protect the woman and stuff like that. You didn't do the shit.
Kelsey, remind me, Kelsey was the friend and the witness.
Yeah, Tory was fucking both of them.
Oh.
Megan is known to get drunk and have a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like and Tory was messing with her and then messing with Kelsey and then Megan, and it was a jealousy that happened between them and stuff like that, and they got into a scrap. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, Kelsey pulled out the UWAP and shot Megan. But the thing about it, sometimes I'm kind of like a conspiracy theorist. Like, I don't remember her ever limping from the shot in the foot. Anybody?
I don't know. I don't even follow Megan Thee Stallion like that.
Me neither.
Yeah, like as soon as she got shot, she said she got shot. And the next thing you know, she's on Saturday Night Live talking about empowering black women. You know what I'm saying?
What is give me the title of one of her songs? What's one of her songs?
Wet Ass Pussy is one of her songs.
Okay. That's the song. That's the song she did with Cardi B. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Other
And
than that,
the other thing, Kelsey received immunity during this trial.
there you go, bro. Talk about it. Why?
How do you receive immunity?
Why?
That's insane.
How did they set that up for you to
They generally only give immunity to somebody that had some type of involvement in whatever is going on, you know.
Yeah.
In exchange for being forthright and truthful in a way that leads to a conviction, you know, that's why they give people immunity. So yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't understand why he would have did that either.
His DNA is not even on a gun, man. Like,
yeah, that part and the deliberation that was happening while they showed that he was 0.2% the person that had the gun in his hand. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason, Pop Deuce was so enraged of the injustice that he spoke to the courts, and he was blaming Jay-Z and another female lawyer. I guess that was a part of his team to set the shit up to convict Tory. You know what I'm saying? So he was blaming Jay-Z and Rock Nation and everything like that. And then lo and behold, you know what I mean? He didn't do it.
My thing is, like, the justice system, the fact that they had all the evidence not pointing towards him and they still went through with a conviction is crazy to me. Crazy.
He got railroaded.
So what is Megan going to do? She's going to cry and everybody's going to feel sorry for Megan?
Yep.
And that's it?
They're still going to defend her, man. I have an ongoing argument on my Facebook page right now with chicks defending Megan the male horse.
Well, they got a site.
Man, I'm sexist because I called her a male horse.
They got a site right now that's trying to they did like a GoFundMe page for the guy that actually stabbed Tory.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. That's where we're at with things.
How much money did he make so far? He made like some millions, right?
I hope not, man. That's insane. If so, I hope not.
I was curious to know how Tory Lanez is doing. And they say he's in stable condition and he's in good spirit. So
no, he needs to have security. That's what he needs to have because they're not done with that job.
They said they're moving him to another prison, but like, man, come on, dog.
When we transition to that, anything can happen, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They not. I want him to get out safety. I swear to God, man.
Yeah, maybe wherever they're moving him to, they'll put him in protective custody. You know that.
It better be a team that he trusts. It better be his father or something like that. Because I'm telling you.
Yeah. And shout out to Amber Rose, man, of all people, man. Shout out to Amber Rose for using your resources, man, in a real way. And shout out to the Congresswoman. I forget the lady's name, who's actually a Republican, to my understanding. Mm-hmm. But she's the fourth youngest person in Congress, I believe. So she's clearly closer to the culture, you know what I mean? Right. So that it would make sense why she would, you know. So I appreciate people stepping up, regardless of political affiliations or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, one might be doing or whatever, because I think Kim Kardashian actually set an ill precedent, man, for advocacy around prison reform and this sort of thing, man. So, you know, I can't believe I'm saying that either, but shout out to Kim Kardashian.
I agree with you, definitely. Yeah, as much as I'm not a fan of them and I'm not a fan of their come up, I can appreciate, you know, her using her platform and status and celebrity to
absolutely,
you know, to champion that prison reform, you know. Yeah.
But Meg needs to go to prison.
Yep.
Gayle King needs to go to prison.
Yep.
Needs to go to prison.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That attorney
needs to go to prison.
Yep.
Jay and Rock Nation need to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody that's affiliated,
absolutely,
with this lie, where this dude almost literally lost his life. Yep. He got stabbed. Both his lungs collapsed. He got stabbed in the head. He got stabbed in the back 14 times. I got stabbed. I know what holes feel like. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they said both.
Like, come on, bro.
Both of it. You said that, Ak, right? Both of his lungs collapsed.
Both of his lungs collapsed, and he still lived because he knew God was on his side, and was like, and his pops is a preacher, ain't he?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's a preacher, but
yeah, but he be spending that shit, and it's like, you know, like Yeah, all of them need to go to prison for that. But will it happen? I mean, media. If you ain't creating media, media's creating you, and they're gonna flip this shit. And she's gonna be. They already putting the narrative. Oh my god, but she's the victim.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how she's the victim when the dude that's in prison was lied on and he had no parts of it. Yeah.
No, he did have parts of it. He took the rap.
No, I know, but I'm talking about. I mean, what we're talking about in terms of him taking the rap. Listen, I go as far as to say that it was questionable for him to make that decision, but I understand his noble intentions.
Right.
But he had nothing to do with it at the end of the day. That's what it's shaping out to be. Right. So, yeah, if people are on the other side of the argument claiming that he did it and they're very fervent about their position, about him doing it, then yeah, somebody has to face a penalty. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
If it's not my mom, my wife, or my fault,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. You gotta hold your own, dog.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, all the best to him, man. We, hope that things really soon work out in his favor.
Free Tory, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, free Tory.
Yeah. Yeah.